Good afternoon, Instagram and Facebook family. I want to give a apologetic disclaimer on my Instagram group. Having some challenges with my device, so if there may be some strange activity, please excuse what's going on. Had to do some revamping of my phone and still may have to go to the store to get some assistance. Every now and then those kinds of things happen, right? So technology. You are here with Lady L for Business Strategies and Tips. And today we are going to continue wrapping up our sales strategies. We talked about, first of all, what are sales strategies? And we said that sales strategies are well thought out methods and processes that can lead to positive actions that produces positive results or reach that end game goal. We talked about steps for effective sales planning, such as defining your objective, evaluate your current situation, and see exactly what you need to do as far as what objectives you want to reach, identifying your needs, identifying your ideal client and customers, list any barriers or challenges and brainstorm how you're going to overcome them, assess your strengths and assets for internal growth to make sure you're properly positioning those that serve along with you, creating sales methods as far as how to market your brand and doing your consulting work. We talked about an action plan, that anytime you are setting out to do something, you should always have a plan to execute so that you know exactly how you're going to get your products and services out to the masses. We are going to talk about a standard sales process. It's universal, it's kind of globalish. So, but you can fine tune it to your particular industry. But a sales process begins with your prospecting. How are you going to reach out? There's resources that are available that will bring you groups of people. This is where social media definitely comes in handy. You want to consider going into groups of a similar industry that you're doing and network with them. You know, reach out to them, advertise your products and services because there's always someone looking for what you do. It's an opportunity to also see what's going on in the market that you're designated in. It gives you an ability to communicate back and forth within the community so that you will find that there's other people that have similar problems or challenges that you may be facing. They may have other solutions. They may have some really great ideas that you want to consider. So, you know, doing that prospecting and connecting to different groups is very helpful. There's still that face-to-face opportunity with networking events, fairs, you know, job fairs or business fairs or conferences and different things of that nature. This is how you can connect and begin to be around an arena of people that will help you in getting good business leads. Then you want to prepare your process. How are you going to go about? How are you going to go about reaching your prospects? Scheduling of appointments, consultations. If you're in a network marketing type of arena, you want to look at presentations. You may be using script-based selling, meaning that you have a specific approach as to how you market your product or services. Analyze and overcome objections. Be proactive with that. I think I said that on Friday. Be proactive with that. And the best way to do that is to speak to your sales force because they're your boots on the ground and let them give you the feedback necessary so that you can overcome. Any company that does not want to connect to their boots on the ground people that connect face to face with their clients and customers and this is really critical even for massive companies. We think that, oh, because you're a big company, you don't need to do that. Yes, you do, because you have other companies that are competing against you. So you can have that one different, unique touch that will make the difference. My classic example for that is Chick-fil-A. They are very conscious of their employees. They're very conscious of the feedback from their employees, and they know how to respect their employees. And as a result, you have a lot of young people, especially, that want to work, even if they don't want to work in the fast food industry, but that's their go to company when they want to get their foot in the door of the workforce. So you really want to consider your employees and your customers, because both of them together collectively is the bread and butter for your business. Closing the sale. That is probably one of the weakest parts of the sale process, but yet has to be developed as the strongest part of your sales process. You have to know how to position the client, position the customer where they see that they need your services, not just want your services. Because again, we talked about repeat business, we talked about referral based business, where that satisfied customer or client wants to be able to know that you're addressing their problems with solutions. They want to know that you're addressing their their needs with solutions, and that you're bringing to them the relief that they need, or whatever it is that they're looking for from your products and services. You want to make sure that you are meeting those needs. So closing the sale will not be a challenge if you can show them the value of them needing your products and services, and how that value is going to enhance their life. Follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. That's all I can say about that. Do not negate that. That is just as critical as closing the sale. You need to follow up. Follow up in, especially if you're doing a product. Follow up to see in a couple of days, then in a couple of weeks, to make sure that that customer or that client is satisfied with your products. And even your services, if there's a service you provided, you want to get that feedback right away. You want to be able to follow up with them to see that what you recommended, what you advised and suggested is working for them. And if it's not, you want to be proactive about meeting that objective again, because you don't want them to just disappear, and the next thing you know, you're reaching out, or they're, they just ghost you in your business. So you really want to be mindful of the follow-ups. And I know it's taboo, but I'm going to tell you something. When a person gets a thank you card in the mail that you have taken the time to handwrite, you have no idea how far that will go with them, especially if your client base are baby boomers. Okay, so you really want to consider that as just that unique touch that's different and unique. It could be something standard or back in the day-ish, but it still works. Be able to be open to use those type of tools to make sure that you are following up with your clients and making, or customers, and making sure that they are satisfied with your services to the point where they will continue to come back and refer other people. Then, once you've done all of that, you want to take the time to measure your results on a weekly, a monthly, a quarterly, and then overall on an annual basis. But you definitely want to do it on a weekly and a monthly basis, because you don't want to wait till the end of a quarter or end of a couple of quarters to say, we should have really went back and traced back on that, and we could have addressed that issue then, because it could cost you your next quarter in your revenue. So you really want to make sure that you're measuring your results, that you have the people in place that will help you measure those results, so that you can go forward in your business and have good, healthy quarters, regardless of what's going on in the arenas of the world. And if you are in an industry where the arenas of the world affects your business, you definitely need to measure your results on a weekly and a monthly basis and a quarterly basis to make sure that you're making the necessary adjustments, having all of your vendors in place, backup vendors. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket. Well, this is the vendor we've always used and we've never used anyone else. Kind of scope out some more vendors in what you're doing so that you have, a diverse portfolio of vendors to choose from, so that if there's some hiccups going on in your business, you have other companies that you can reach out to make sure that you can supply your customers. Also, want to talk a little bit more about some sales strategies. Increase your online sales through social media. At this point, you really want to make sure that you are upgrading your way of reaching your customer. And online sales, social media is not going anywhere, people. It's just going to get perfected more and more. You got the metaverse going. Be thinking ahead a little bit of how you can bring a positive arena to the metaverse, even for your business, that you could start being innovative and creative and looking for better ways to put your products and services out to the masses. With that being said, become a thought leader. Be creative, be innovative. Always look for a better way, a far more excellent way to put your products and services out there. Don't be shy from cold calling, especially if you're in the network marketing industry. Put that elephant in the room to rest. It takes not take have a no one is a stranger mentality. One of my mentors, that is one of his all-time favorite slogans of many that he has. Shout out to LCA, Life Changing Alliance. Check them out on Facebook. They are an awesome, awesome group. And I'm just here to tell you, when you understand that a person is only a stranger until you say hello, then from there it's up to you to show them how embracing your business can be exactly what they need for their solutions or situations or challenges that they may be having. So don't shy away from cold calling. I mean, especially if someone is being recommended to you and you're calling them, that's probably one of the easiest cold calls. Hey, Cheryl, oh boy, did I get a good recommendation from Martha about this product? And I'm just reaching out to you to let you know that the same experience that she has, she wants you to have that same or even a better experience. So I'm here to follow up on her recommendation of referring you to me. So, and it could just go on, and you don't know who they know. So that can lead to repeat sales. It can lead to more referrals. Offer a demonstration of your product. This is another arena where you can use your social media, especially TikTok and YouTube and different arenas where you can demonstrate how your product works. You can even do interviews of satisfied clients so that you can get them involved in what you're doing, and they're able to share through that demonstration of your product. Even if it's a service, introduce someone that you provided a service for and let them share, just ask them a couple of questions, just that brief interview, and then let them share their experience, especially if it's a positive experience. I mean, settle the negative experience offline, of course, but you may even want to talk about it. Well, I had a client wasn't quite satisfied with my services, but this is what I did to rectify it, and they are on board. So don't shy away from cold calling. Offer a demonstration of your product. Provide a personalized, clear end result. Especially if you're marketing a product, you want to let them know these are the results that they can expect. These are the results that they can expect from the services that you provide. And making sure that in your follow-up that you're meeting that end goal, okay? Be willing to adapt your offering to fit your ideal clients. There's some unique aspect of your business that you may have to adapt or adjust your offer so that it fits the need and desires of that particular client or customer. So be open to do that. If you need to run a sale, if you need to run a special, if you need to run a promotion, do that. Close deals with confidence. That goes back to closing the sale. You know that you provide the best service within your industry. You know that you have a working good product within your industry. Be confident in that. Be confident in the close. Be confident in what they can expect as the end result. And then you will be able to secure that sale and secure that customer for future purchases and sales. Nurture existing accounts for future selling opportunities. I can't stress this enough. Stop taking advantage of your seasoned clients and customers that you have been servicing for a long time. Serve them as if you are serving them for the very first time, every time. Do not take your clients and customers for granted, because you don't know who they know. You don't know who they can refer your products or services to. You don't know what references that they can become for your business. Don't blow these selling opportunities. You've heard the term, don't leave money on the table. Well, don't leave your clients abandoned, because you have no idea what doors they can help you open in other arenas. Again, you don't know who they know, you don't know what industries that they're connected to, but as you're developing those relationships with them, nurture those customers and clients, because then that's when you find out that they know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that can probably take your business to the next trajectory. So, with that being said, thank you so much for joining me this marvelous Monday. I know our weather's a little overcast, a little bit raining, but hey, the trees and the leaves and the grass, they need that rain too. So, don't take Monday as a gloomy day. It is a marvelous day. It is another day and opportunity for you to take your business to the next dimension. So, bye bye for now. Thank you for joining me for Business Strategies and Tips with your host, Lady L. Feel free to like, subscribe, and get those notifications on my YouTube channel, Lady Vern, Ladyverne. Feel free to visit my website, Success Beyond Strategies, that's STRATEGZ.com, and leave your information so that we can provide for you the quality services that you need to promote your business, and that it will have the strategies to be a successful, profitable business. Have a great day. Bye-bye for now.